people deal with in boxing, when you start feeling that nervous system kick in and you're in a state where your brain is telling you to flinch at everything, this is what we call the sympathetic nervous system being triggered. Now, how you go about fixing that is, let's just say, for instance, when you get into the ring and you're sparring at the gym and you're just totally comfortable. But on fight night, what happens is when you get into that position and you're fighting someone, the pace is faster, the audience is screaming, your nervous system is being introduced to an entirely new element that you have not trained under. And so the body goes into a duress. But the only thing that you got to think about then is that you have to find a place of comfort, because the brain just hates chaos. And when you're figuring this out, your brain is kind of reaching for something that's familiar. So here's a few things that'll be familiar to you when you're in that situation. First and foremost, check yourself. How comfortable am I with my footwork? If you feel like you have worked on your footwork enough, then it's up to you to help the brain navigate through that fight or flight mindset that it's going through. And when you start to say one thing and remember that you're good at that thing, this is step number one when taking over control of that sympathetic nervous system and helping the process of neuroplasticity, which is the process of when your brain is aligning with all of the neurons and creating passages that say, hey, I know what this is, I know what this is, plug in and let's get after it, right? That's confidence, in other words. And when the body and the mind connect as one and gains confidence, what you'll start to find is when guys start to come at you, you're comfortable. If you think about guys like Floyd Mayweather, 𝗕𝗵𝗴𝗵𝗁, all of the guys who fought in comfort all the time, what was the one thing that they understood? Understanding that you're not fighting their fight, you're fighting your fight. So there's a process that we use for professional fighters who actually want to be in control at all times. How much more success could you have in boxing if you had control over the steering wheel? So one of those techniques is what most fighters deal with is they can't throw enough, they can't get enough aggression. So we have to change the algorithm of a fighter, right? And that gives you that one process. So we use the grunt walk, and that was started back in the days of Jersey Joe Walcott, and later to be taken up by guys like James Toney and people who had just a belief system in themselves, but they just needed to really find that 1, 2, 3 step process to give them more of a control over what they knew that they could do, but they just didn't have the process. So if you've ever been dealing with that confidence leaking over to the left when you know you should be right, then this is a process that we use in the pros, and it gives you confidence. It teaches you how to keep your head off the line but walk forward. So if you're dealing with tall fighters, it works best when you're dealing with people that you should not be. It gives you the actual antidote for whatever they throw. Long jab, you got it. Good right hand, you can deal with it. They won't land it. And punch output. So if you're dealing with all three of those things and you don't know exactly how to overcome it, then we took time and created a great process for the fighters that we worked with back in the day, and that I learned from some of the great trainers in boxing history. And so what I did is I started following that, and that helped me. If you are in a position that is your problem, I put the link in the description for you to look at the outline of this process. And it's just making you what you truly are inside. It helps you really connect with your genetic fate, who you are, and it gives you the actual skill set to tie to that thing so that you can actually execute who you truly are in the sport of boxing. So if you want to see it, it's down below. You can use it. This is on us. And all I tell you to do is stick to that. and it'll tell you the actual process that helped make champions over the course of time. This information is over 100 years old. It's not invented by some guy, but one thing for sure, you'll get over those nerves and you'll collect what you got coming in the sport of boxing. Just follow it, and no matter what, don't move off that line. And remember the term compensatory control, because whatever you want, you can bring it to you. Just remember to do everything that you do from that guide every day the exact same way, and you'll be good. Coach Bradley signing out, and follow for more.